Hello everybody, thank you for being here. This is Tesfai. I am introducing you to the Tableau training areas that we are covering. Today we are going to deal with charts, just introducing you to the some aspects of and where and how we use charts and graphs in Tableau. Then afterwards we're gonna go into a video for each one of them. Thank you for being here, and let's start. So Tableau is very known for visualization. That's why we actually choose Tableau more than others. As we have seen in the other introduction area, Tableau is one of actually the top business intelligence tool, liked by many business and professionals alike, for especially for the capacity to visualize and present data beautifully and actually for deep analysis as well. So one of the common charts that we have in Tableau is a cross tab, as you can see here. Cross tab is just similar to a spreadsheet. It's a columnar and row data arrangement similar to an X table. This is a very common one, and it's based on text. There's no data representation in the form of graph or any other thing. So it's mostly we present data this way, especially when we want to view data, when we want to see the data, like what kind of data is it, what are the column heading is, how long, how wide is, and so on. So we use this tabular cross tab to check the data as well. We present data mostly. There are data that we should present in this way as well. We can use color as we just use in a spreadsheet. We can color them. We can give them a different looking for totals, for subtotals, for example, or we can change headings. We can bold them. We'll see those how we can do those in the visualization, actual visualization. So one is cross tab. The second one is a heat map. Heat map in presentation wise looks like the cross tab, but there's no as you can see, there is no data, there is no figures in this. The figures and the data is represented by colors and by size as well. So it's we only know what this data represent from the headings, that we have, from the axis and the headings that we are visualizing. So maybe the deep blue ones are the large numbers, small blue ones are small numbers, or could be reversed. We can reverse it because we can reverse it. And maybe the red ones are a different category from the blue ones. So we can represent that data that way easily. We can easily tell a story using this, and we can compare different categories like we can see here. This is mostly used as well. And the other one is similar to this. It is the highlight table. Highlight table is more informative than the previous one. This color highlights the intensity or the size or the category of the data that we are presenting. So it's the not only the color, but we can include data into the visualization, like actual, and you can see actual numbers here. That's really very nice way. Like you can, if we present this for profit, for example, maybe The whiter ones are less, and the deep blue ones are more profitable areas or categories. Or we could actually reverse this, but mostly uh, the presentations are the deep ones are, or the green. Usually the green is the profit, and the red or orangey ones are the losses, or less profitable areas. So we can compare them across whatever we like here, and we also, um, as we said, we can inversely use the colors, as we can change the color to another color format. We will see this in the forming tables. So this is highlight table. I will see that, and what data points are needed to visualize this we will see in the presentation, in the actual video. The other one is a tree map. Tree map is similar to the ones we have seen, in that it uses color as well, and also um, um, different color intensity as well in a tabular form. But the difference is that tree map is a hierarchy of data that shows relationship as well. So these are like one of each in one. Maybe these three are in one group, and these are in one group, like that. So we can have a hierarchy that is put into one single visualizations. We will see this as well when we actually see the practicality of that. Uh, this help us to actually visualize using the color, as we said, the intensity. It's also related to intensity, how intense the color is, and the difference color shows a difference data point is maybe big or small, and so on. So it is easy to visualize. The other next one is map, symbol map. This is kind of combined data, because the symbol and the map are used together. We will see what combined graphs means. So in the map we have symbols representing different data points, also showing uh, for example, data activities in different map dimensions. Maybe maybe showing sales, for example, or profit. We can these are the fact tables from figures that we got those. So to plot this visualization, we need actually the geography dimension, like country, region, country codes, and so on. We need that dimension to plot the the map itself. So map symbols colors can be used, changed as well, and easily understandable, and we can tell a story, more stories in here, because of the geographic and presentation here. Also we can compare data across categories and across geographic boundaries, as I said. We can also use as a drill down. From this, we can click on, and then we can go to, let's say, to the state, and in that state maybe we have cities, and then from those cities we have stores and so on. That help us to drill down for further analysis. Is very very handy, and very useful presentation. So multiple dimensions can be indicated in here. That's what I'm saying. Just we can indicate multiple dimensions from drill down as well. So it's a more natural way of getting data, because it is bringing another dimension, the geographic dimension into it. The next one is field map, very handy as well. Field map uh, is also requires the geographic data. without geographic data, dimensions, we can't have the country code, coordinates, country coordinates. If we don't have them, we can find them, and we'll see how, if we don't have a country coordinate and the country is missing and we can't plot it and the data is null, we can find and we can replace those. We will find those together in dealing when we fix this. The color also, as we said, based on not only on geography but also the intensity of the data we have. That we can see it from here. It's just like heat map, but using geo dimensions, and it's a field map. Field map means actually all the fields are mapped. All the map is field completely. It's not a dot like we have seen before. It's that we fill the color of that dimension to all the field. That is, I will see that how to do that earlier. So as you can say, as you can see, we can tell a lot of story and presentations, and also we can also compare geographies across geographies, also or across different data dimensions, data categories. The other one is bar chart. Bar chart can be horizontal or vertical. Bar chart is the most probably the most simple and the most widely used chart and visualizations, because it's very handy and tells a lot of stories. So it the data, when using this kind of chart data, is really handy to interpret. This data, like this one is sorted from high to low, so that we can compare. Let's say if this is country data or regions data, we can compare. We can see uh, how what region has what data and so on. So we can add more additional informations to show the figures on the top of the chart as well, rather than the color, rather than the size. That we can have additional information to it. So it's really easy to compare data and to tell a lot of stories using bar chart. And this one is stacked bar chart. Stacked bar chart is similar to the bar chart we have seen in using visualization, but here we stack data together. Like let's say this is a category in one region. So let's say this red represents let's say profit. This the green one shows sale, and this one for one region. Okay, so let's say this is discount, this is profit, this is sale, this is quantity sold. So that's for different regions. So we just stack different data points into one, so that we can see we can at least see what's which one is better performing in what in general. So the size, the color, and also the the shape that we use. I mean, the graph shows more information about that. So we use this kind of visualization when we have subcategories, categories and subcategories into one, to show them into one detail. And the next one is a line chart. This is a very popular graph as well. As you know, this is a kind of combined line, because there are two, three of them, but usually we have one for line chart to just training, or to for presentation. Sometimes we have multiple lines to compare one to the other. So this is, I say, it's most popular, and it's a very nice presentation for such kind of uh, chart. We need usually we need date dimension, because the data. These data points are showing across the dates, year, or maybe could be hour, could be point of sale in a given hour, or a week or a year. So we need that one. Could be a discrete or could be a continuous. For what you have seen here is a continuous for a given time, but we'll see what discrete and continuous data means, and also what it looks like when we graph them using line. Line charts can be used in multiple combinations, so we'll see those in combined charts as well. So it's, as we can see, it is easy to interpret and to see. Like for example, for the blue one, we can see, yeah, the data is going up. We can see that's an increase, but for the orange, we can see that it is going down. If we understand lines well, and we can use color, as we can see here, but sometimes we can use um, shapes as well for not only line, but we can use other shapes across the line to show the data points as well. We can combine that way. That's it. We will see more when actually we visualize that in the next section. The other one is the pie chart. This is um, pie-shaped data presentation. Usually, it's a proportional show to proportionality of or percentage of data from the whole group. Really, not that much advised to use, because it is really, we don't know how to we don't know which one is big or not. For example, if we take red and red and blue here, it is really hard which one is high in proportion, because when they are very near to each other, it is really hard to tell. So Tableau recommends not go to more than 6 dimensions. Here we have 4, but 6 is a maximum point Tableau would recommend this if we have to use it. So we need to add more information to to uh, to pie chart, so that people can understand. As I say, if that information is not available there, it is really difficult to see, oh, that could be the same data, but in actual sense they may be different, and that's why it is less recommended. Pie chart, we'll see how to use pie chart in real time. And the bubbles, these are very interesting visualizations in Tableau. They are stuck, they are very near to each other. As you can see, every bubble touches the next bubble, the next nearest bubble. There is no spacing. That's one thing. The other thing is the color. The other thing is the size. So it's lots of information in bubbles, and also you can see the figures in bubbles. We can add more and more information into the bubbles. So as you can see, this is kind of uh, categories, 3 categories, no, 4 categories used: the green, the blue, the red, and the orange. So we can use, so representing a category data. It's a fun way of representing it, and also we can add, as said, additional information as well. So this can be used as a gateway to into drill down into other information. Like for example, if this point is just for aggregated for one region, we can use that to drill down into um, subregions, or maybe cities and towns, and maybe stores as well. Even we can go to the level of sale point, if it is a sale data. It's for a single data point, data line. So bubble, a very nice presentations in Tableau. Next one is scatter plot. This is another interesting and comparatively complex, or we can make it complex use of scatter plot. Scatter plot is um, only created from measures only. There is no dimension. It's only measures. As you can see, both of them are measures, some and some. So there is no other dimensions. This is a very interesting thing. Um, um, and we don't have another dimension. We can bring another visualization from a measure. So as you can see, the color is very most important representation here. We can change into shapes, could be a different shapes with a different color. For using this cluster, using this scatter plot, we can go for further analysis like trending, like cluster analysis, like correlation. We can bring into um, this analysis into this. We will see that in advanced course for Tableau. Um, we can bring a lot of stuff into here. So we can make them clusters of 2, 3, 4 as much as we like. We're using the k-mean neighbors analysis algorithm and so on. We'll see that and in the advanced Tableau for that. And then the next one is histogram. Histogram is one of the popularly used data investigation usually rather than visualization, but still you can use to visualize. The most important use of histogram is to plot distribution, how distributed the data is. Is it data is, for example, a normal distribution that fits normal curve? Normal curve is the such kind of curve. Is it to show, for example, the data has outliers? Like here we can see there are outliers around here gone far away from the majority of the data. Is the data skewed to the left or the right? As we can see, a little bit skewed to the left here. All those are used to investigate the data and to tune our analysis according to the data. For example, should we remove the the outliers because the most of the data are around the central tendency, like around mean, media, and mode, and so on. We can use to investigate like as one of the descriptive uh, statistics that we use histogram. So it's easily we can easily understand it, and we can visualize all of the data at one point like this. The next one is the whisker, box and whisker. That is another interesting visualization. This is also used to investigate data rather than to visualize, to analyze it. Well, we can use for that as well, but box and whisker is also to analyze, just like histogram, to investigate data, because even though it looks like complex, we can see, we can easily understand that the data represent in this way. For example, for this category, we can see that is the outlier, and this shows the mean. Okay, the mean points of the data. We can see what are below the mean, higher than the. This shows the quartiles. Okay, that using those. We can see how the data is distributed. Is it the whisker long like this, or short like this, or on which point? What is the data? What is the outlier? Is this considered outlier because of the distance from the majority of the data? We should all investigate using this, and then we make our analysis according to the data we have here. So it's very useful, especially for data investigations. And we'll see how to develop this in our next representation, data visualization. Okay, now these are the majority of them. There are others like we'll see a Gantt chart, for example. We will see in our visualizations Sankey diagram, very important one. We'll see a waterfall a diagram. We will all create those in our visualizations, but mostly these are the data visualizations that are used in Tableau, very common ones. Then the other one is a combined charts. As you can see, we have two charts here. We combine them to show different parameters, visualizations. So here we have a bar chart and a line. We will use those for different purposes. Um, so there are different data points. As we can see, most visualizations are use combined data points, combined charts or diagrams. Combined diagrams are used to analyze and compare data, as we know, and very important. And that we can use color, shape, and the different graphs in combining data. So that is one. The other one is this. That these are the same one, only this. So this is a line and dots combined, and this one is again stack bar and with different lines, actually additional information here. Target could be a mean or an average and so on. There are lots of different combinations we can use for visualizing our data. So we'll see all of this in the actual visualization. This is just to give you the overview of this, and I will add more information where to use them as well. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.